Hi everybody, welcome back. I wanted to do a live sew today. I was gonna pre-record this, but I've had it like sitting here ready to go. And I kind of just thought it would be fun to get on and do a live sew today. So hopefully we can get through this bag. It's a super cute bag. I don't have a picture of it. I wish I did. Oh, here, I can do this. Here we go. This is how we do it. All right, so here is the Juanita bag. Okay. This is what we're gonna be sewing up today. It's super cute. It has this flap with some piece. It's like a piece flap, and then it's got a buckle. I think the buckle is like a 1 1/4 or 1 1/2 inch. I only have a 1 inch buckle, so I'm just gonna alter that to be 1 inch wide. That's not a big deal. I wish I had a bigger, more bulkier buckle, but that's okay. We can alter that. That's not a big deal. I think it's gonna be such a cute bag. I have wanted to make this since the moment I saw it come out. As you can see, a lot of patterns I've done lately are Shamballa. She's come out with so many cute designs. So I've kind of been going crazy. Let me get this back to where I need it. Okay. Hi, everybody. I went on vacation. I came back. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. So I thought, let's just do a live because I'm crazy. All right. All right, we got a good group going. So I've kind of already pieced together my crossbody strap. I think this would be cute with a chain as well, but I just went ahead and cut out a strap. So we're gonna sew that on. I did a double-sided, so cork and faux reel is what I'm using on this bag. I cut the cork, this printed, 1/4 inch smaller than the solid. That's how I like to do double-sided straps, so it kind of pokes out there on the top. Nothing crazy fancy. We're going to just piece that together so it's out of the way and done, because I just don't want to have to worry about that. And I'm hoping my video behaves today. So if it pauses, it'll probably come right back. All right, yay. How do I get invited to the next vacay? Okay, I hear you. All right. So I'm gonna put the camera in and down, and we're gonna get cracking on this. I only have one camera going because my cameras are giving me issues. Susan's trying to troubleshoot it for me right now. I don't know what's going on, guys. I have the worst luck with cameras sometimes. Hi, Rose. All right, the floral, I think this floral cork, gosh, I got it so long ago. I want to say it's from So Many Creations, actually, right? So Many Creations. Yeah, she has lots of cork. I think that's where I got this. It's been a while. I don't use cork a ton. I don't know a ton about cork. My experience is that it cracks. So I don't love to use it for a whole bag, but I love to use it for accent pieces. I think it's great. Some people do whole bags and they're very knowledgeable about it. That's not me. So I apologize about that. And all right, so I'm gonna put the camera in and we're gonna start sewing this up. Okay, beautiful. Let me know how the angle is. Hopefully, I think that's pretty good. All right, here we go. Crossbody strap. Let's just get that out of the way. All right, beautiful. I'm using, oh, helps if I put my foot down. I'm using, what am I using? Bonded poly, Tech 70 thread. I'm using Mocha Latte. It's kind of a neutral color that I really like. It's one of my favorites. Sell it on my website. I always use a Tech 70 on this machine. I don't ever switch it out for anything else. I've tried and I can't, like I've tried to go heavier and it's a lot of messing with the tension, and it's a lot of work, so I just keep it with the 70. I have tape in this, so I'm going to be wiping off my needle throughout because I don't want it to get all nasty. It's looking good. Oh, you like the mocha latte? Yay. You're giving me Tulip Pink vibes today. I wish Tulip Pink made vinyl. That would be amazing. All right, here we go. And then when I do straps, I know I've said this a million times, just in case somebody doesn't know, I like to come down the same way that I came down on the other side, because if I were to come down this way and then pivot and come back up, my strap will have like a twirly twist to it, and that's not really what I want. So if you come down the same way down both sides, you're less likely to have that happen to you. Oh my gosh, why is my foot up again? That was weird. I need to move my phone over here. Let me plug in my phone real quick while I'm thinking of it. Okay. Oops. My chair moved the camera. Sorry. How long is my strap? I think it's like 54 inches, the length of the vinyl. All right. If I have another 2 coffees today, I might be able to stay awake for the show until later. We already had it, Orla. It was yesterday. All right, so there's my strap. I'm going to go ahead and piece it together. Orla, our show and tell was yesterday. Hi, Sammy. There's the designer, guys, if you have questions about the pattern. All right, so I am going to I'm going to rivet today. I'm going to rivet my strap. Sorry, Orla. Wow. All right. Let's do this. Sorry, I keep hitting my tripod piece with my chair. There. Okay. It always takes me a hot second to figure out camera angles. You could sew this. You don't have to rivet. You could totally sew a stitch across that. You could put a strap end on it if you wanted it to be really fancy. That is an option as well. All right, I'll rivet this one first. Right there. Okay, I'm not gonna move the camera, but my press is right behind me. I'm just gonna press that on. Maybe. All right. So I've got that wrapped around, and then I'm gonna get my swivel hook here. Okay, put on one hook, and then we'll come up and over. And these slides, I carry these slides on my website. They're pretty wide for 3/4 inch, and they work great with vinyl. So just in case you were wondering. All right. And then we want to put the other hook right here. Let me just melt some threads real quick. And I want to make sure this is trimmed nice and even. There we go. Again, a strap end would be very cute on this. And there. Okay. Beautiful. Get those straps out of the way at the beginning, guys. You will thank yourself at the end of the bag. I promise you. Again, like I said, chain would look super cute with this bag, so I'll probably have both options with it. Okay, so there's my strap. I'm gonna just press that rivet on real quick, and then we'll head to the bag. Okay. Ooh, that is a pretty, I love a double-sided strap, you guys. I tend to do those almost with every bag I do anymore. So cute. All right, I'm gonna put that aside, and we are going to start with the back. Is it the back zipper pocket or the front zipper pocket? I forget if this goes on the back or the front. This is the front. Okay, the zipper pocket is on the front underneath the flap. I've never made this bag before. I'm doing a first go round for this bag. So, you know, just be patient with me. Those are my flap pieces. And I want these pieces here. Come here, you. Okay, I've got my front top panel, bottom, my front bottom, front bottom panel here. And I do have Decaville Light out of my seam allowances. And I have a drop-in line marked on all my pieces because this is a drop-in lining, okay? And that's my lining piece there. And then I have my front zipper pocket. And I need to save that. Okay, so those are my zipper pocket pieces. Beautiful. Real quick, because I forgot to do this, I'm going to mark my my snaps, my magnetic snaps. I already installed them on my flap. I forgot to do it on my front piece, so we'll do that together. All right. So she has the markings on the pattern piece for your magnetic snap for your flap. I like to just punch out the middle of it and transfer it onto my pattern piece just like that. I'm like, I can already install these probably, right? Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and install this now so I don't have to do it later. Okay. Here we go. Got my snap. I'm just using 18 millimeter magnetic snap. You could probably do a 14. Yeah, I think so. And you could always do a different kind of magnetic closure. Have fun with it. You do you. Isn't this cute? Where did I get this? This is Wonderground. I got it from Wonderground. It was one of her new prints, and I thought, that's cute. I want that. All right. Thank you to my homies linking all that stuff for me. Thank you guys. All right, so I've got the washers marked, and I'm just going to carefully do my snap. And I already have Decaville Light behind that, so I don't feel like I need to do any extra interfacing. This is vinyl. Yes, this is faux real vinyl from Tulip Bee. It's one of her new colors. Isn't it pretty? I think I need a thread to match it, guys. I was looking at all my threads, and I don't have like a mustardy yellow thread. So stay tuned. I think I'll be matching it. Hi, Valerie. All right, and then make sure that you cover those prongs up, guys. You don't want those rubbing on anything else. Oh, I need to get sold mustard thread. Okay. I was thinking about it, and I have golden tangerine and I have golden wheat, right? I don't think I have a mustard. Honey mustard. I think I will get a honey mustard thread, Annette. Okay. Beautiful. I'm going to get a nameplate real quick before I forget and have that out. Don't let me forget, guys. Okay. Nameplate. Let's do this zipper pocket. Where is my zipper tabs? Okay. Here we go. So I cut my zipper already to the length that it needs to be. I'm going to put on my zipper tabs here. Pay attention to the seam allowance. So you're just sewing them on and flipping them out, okay, and top stitching. Just like that. Right sides together. Please make a variegated yellow. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I just did the mocha latte with the yellow. I thought that would kind of mesh well. Okay. And then fold it over, top stitch. You need mustard, fold over too. Ooh, that's a good idea. I need to make a new order for fold over elastic, so I'll add that. I'll find the... Annette, do you have the Pantone for this one? If so, can you send it my way? And we can match it exactly. Yeah, the mocha goes really good with this. The mocha latte, it looks really good. All right, and then we'll do this side. I hear my daughter's footsteps. She is home. For such a little petite, my daughter's like 110 pounds and 5'2", but I can hear her stomping all around the house. It's the funniest thing. Okay, so that's what our zipper looks like. I'm going to go ahead. I want to mark my centers here. I'm just going to do the tiniest of snips, like 1/8 inch right on the edge. I'm not doing anything crazy. Okay. Centers marked. Hi, Leslie. And then I'm going to go ahead and mark the centers on all of these pieces. It always just helps with the overall construction of your bag. So always just start by clipping your centers. You guys, Charlotte gets her braces off next week. Can you even believe it? She is going to look so much older without her braces. My poor Marky man has like another year. His teeth were a little bit worse. Okay. All right, dot, 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 dot. Yes, ma'am. All right, here we go. So we're gonna get some tape and put this together. So with this bottom exterior front piece here, I'm gonna put some 1/8 inch double-sided tape. Is Marcus driving now? He should be. He's 15. He has to do this online driver's ed course first, and he's been slacking. So I told him it's up to him. As soon as he gets that done, we can go get his permit. But he's been kind of slacking. So I'm fine with that. That is terrifying. Susan, I know. Oops, my thread came out. Just a minute. He's terrified too. He's like, I don't want to drive. I'm scared. All right. And then you want to do the smaller lining piece here, this one, okay? And we're going to piece that on top. Sandwich on top, I guess. Be a better term. Susan, that's funny. Gabriella will be old enough to get her permit this year. She asked if she had to. I said nope. I kind of want Marcus to drive because it would be convenient for me. All right. All right, so now we're going to sew along this. So we got our right sides together, zipper in the middle. We're going to sew along. I'm going to move my zipper out of the way here. And we don't have to change to a zipper foot. It's not a bigger seam allowance, so we're good with just keeping it here. Move that zipper. It is terrifying when kids get their licenses, but it's also so nice. Hi from Massachusetts. Hi, Louise. All right. Yep, up, top stitch, and then we'll add the other pieces. So you want to flip this back so it's behind here. Try and line it up as best you can. I'm just gonna, the bonded's a little slippery, so I'm just kind of clipping it in place here. with the bottom. Okay, and now I'm going to top stitch along the bottom edge of this zipper. Okay. I'm not usually into yellow, but that's really pretty, right? And watch, wait and see when I mix it with accents of the pink, it's actually kind of amazing. So I think you'll like it. All right, so now we want to sandwich the rest of the pieces together. So this piece gets sandwiched on top of here. All righty. I'm actually going to put the tape on this side, I think. Okay. And then this piece gets sandwiched on the back. So you want this so the right sides of the pocket liners are together and centered along that zipper right there. Hi from Germany. All right, and then this one sandwiches on top, right side down. So your right sides of your exterior are together as well and centered. Right there. Just became a threadhead last month. Very excited. Yay, welcome Debbie. We just started a swap over there on Patreon if anybody's interested. You can join for $1 and we're doing a fun little bag swap. All right, so now I'm going to sew along this at my seam allowance. Same. Make sure this top piece is going the correct way. It's tapered from the bottom to the top, so be aware of that. All right, so to top stitch, you're just flipping up this top piece. This bottom piece stays down because that is your back of the pocket lining piece now. Okay, just like that. Pocket, beautiful. Make sure you install those snaps. And then we're going to baste these layers together so they're all one. If your lining is a little bit longer, that's okay. You can trim that down. That's not a big deal. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to baste. And then I'm just going to trim. So it's got a little taper right here. Okay, so you can trim that little piece off. And then I'm just going to trim it so my lining is even with my exterior. It's like 1/8 of an inch hangover. It's not that big of a deal to make a difference. Beautiful. Okay, so there is my front panel of the bag. And now we're going to make the flap strap. So I'm going to put this aside. Oh, so cute. Okay. And I want my flap strap, which is this piece right here. Okay. Again, I made mine smaller because I only had a 1-inch buckle, which is right here. Okay. What size needle do you use the most? I use an 18 almost all the time. Size 18 needle for my machine. With my materials I use and everything, that's what works the best for me. I'll go up to a 20 or a 22 if I use any leather, but I have not ventured a ton into leather yet, so I would think if I used leather, I would want to go up on my thread too. I don't know. I'm not sure. I just made the Juanita using Tulip Bee Safino. Oh, I bet that was really pretty. All right. Hi from Germany. Hi from UK. Hi guys. Sneaky watching at work. Hi Ellie. All right. Juanita, I think I need this pattern since it's my name. I think you do. I think it was meant to be. All right, so this wrong side, measure down from the top edge and mark the spot. Mark, X marks the spot. Okay. Okay, right there. And then place some tape. Okay. Like I said, I have not made this bag before, so I'm kind of learning along with everybody here. Place some tape. And then we want to fold this bottom edge up to that line here. Beautiful. Right there. Okay. All right. Now what? Okay. Buckle placement. Measure down. Make a reference mark. Measurements are all in the pattern, so check that out for exact measurements, please. You're going to measure down from this way and mark. Okay. Okay. Get your buckle. Place it below the mark. Just place it. Mark the prong hole with the buckle in position. Make a dot in the center of the strap directly underneath the buckle's top bar. Okay, so you're going to measure underneath that mark we did here. Doot, doot, doot. And that's going to be the placement of the buckle. Okay, and you're going to place the buckle right along that line. Right there. And then you want to mark a hole for the pin right there, because that's where you want it to land. Okay, beautiful. She explained that really well. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. This indicates where you want it punched. Mark the stitching limit. Remove. Mark above the dot you just made. Okay. So you want to do one more little line here, right above the dot we made. And that's going to be our top stitch line. Okay, that makes sense. So it's a lot of marking, but you'll get it. And now we want to just top stitch this bottom part. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, sorry, I'm just still reading. Okay, that's cool. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna top stitch this folded edge here. I'm just gonna top stitch down and around and right above our pinhole mark. I've got that marked, okay? So let's go ahead. I think I'm gonna pull my threads through because I want it to look really clean. So I'll start right here at this edge, right there. All right, cool. Here we go. One more. And then come down. So this is that folded edge, okay, right here. Just giving it a nice top stitch. And then I'm going to pull this through real quick. Need to get a wipe too. Come here, you. There we go. I didn't land directly in the hole, so I'm going to go back this way and get it right where it needs to go, okay? Right there. Hold on to these so I know which one to pull. And this one right here. Beautiful. All right, so it looks nice and clean on the front there. Looks great. I'm just going to tie this off along the back, and then we'll head to the flap. Kind of do a little melty melt. Shrink it up. And then you want to poke that or punch that hole for your pin. Buckle pin thing. I'm going to do the smallest. I'm going to do the smallest one on my punch here. I'm going to go right there. That's where it should go. Boop. Didn't go all the way through. Do it one more time. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. And then we put a piece of tape along the back. right along the back here. Okay. So that's what my little buckle strap ends up looking like. I'm going to put that aside. And then we're going to piece together the flap. Let's do it. Got my flap panel pieces here. And this one and this one. That's what my flap is going to be. That's the combination of my flap. All right, here we go. So we want to piece these two together first. So I am going to just mark my centers. Rainy day here, watching while my 4-year-old grandson and our dog naps next to me. Oh, that sounds fabulous. That sounds like a good day. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is take this one and this one. It's got a slight curve, so we're going to be putting some notches in it. I'm going to clip these two center pieces first. Okay. And then you want to clip along this one right here, this curve. Not crazy big because your seam allowance isn't huge. So pay attention to that. I'm going to go here and then we'll fit the rest in. Because it has to curve. Okay. Zoop. So it's going to lay kind of weird, but that's correct. Because then when you flip it up, it goes perfectly. Right? They match pretty dang good, don't they? I was happy with it when I found it. I'm like, ooh, I like that combo. Okay. Okay, we're going to sew that. Our seam allowance. Got to decide where to put my little nameplate. Just be sure that as you sew, none of your layers are slipping up, okay? It's hard to get it in there without them slipping. Kind of hold it up at that curve, and that might help. Hi, Jilly. All right, so when you flip it up, it should have a nice pretty curve to it. Ooh, I like it. All right, so we want to turn the seam allowance and push it up and top stitch along this middle piece here. Okay, so my pink solid piece is the one that I'm going to top stitch. Awesome. Okay, and then you want to add the flap, this piece. And you want it right side up. Yep. Centered and top stitch upper segment. Ah, so we're sewing down. Interesting. Okay, so we are going to be putting that right there. And now we're going to be sewing on this top portion, coming across right here and coming back up. Interesting. Okay, cool. So get that centered. There. Okay, here we go. Hello. Loves paper scrapping. I like your name. That's great. And then come down. Okay, awesome. And then we're going to put this piece on, I'm guessing. Yep. Here we go. Center it and go from there. And then after I'm done with this, I'm going to go press some Decaville white on the back of this. I haven't done that yet because I was waiting to piece it together. I have my heat press all warmed up over there and ready to go. All right, here we go. Flip it up, and you're going to top stitch along this top piece now. You always, whichever way your seam allowance is going, that is where you want to top stitch. All right, so I'm going to take this over to my heat press real quick. I have this piece of Decaville cut out that I want to put right there, okay? I'll be right back. Hold, please, while I press this. All right, beautiful. Let me make sure I turn that off real quick. Yep, okay. If I have that on and then I use my hair dryer to turn something, I'll flip the fuse. All right, here we go. So that's what she looks like now. I do love it. We are going to now piece it together with the back. So you have two options. There is the option to do a raw edged flap or a finished flap. I usually like to do the finished ones. If you're doing a raw edged flap, you are sewing these wrong sides together, right sides out, and you're just sewing them together and trimming up all your edges to look beautiful. I am going to sew them wrong sides together, turn my flap out, and have a finished edge. All right, I already put on my magnetic snaps on the back side of my flap, so make sure you have that. And then, you know what? I want to put my nameplate on real quick. Just a minute. Where should we put this? I think maybe like right here. I like that. Yeah? Okay. Let's do that. I think right. I don't want the buckle in the way though. Where's my buckle? So my buckle's going right there. Look right there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Shamballa's had quite a few really cute patterns come out. Yeah. All right, there. Where did I mark? Right there. What temperature do you set your heat press for faux leather and Decaville? I do 300. You could do 250. Anywhere from 250 to 300 I think is good. And make sure that you are protecting everything with a Teflon sheet, okay? Because you do not want to melt your materials. That would be very sad. Right in the middle at 275. Yeah, you could do that too. Mine was just already set at 300. I think I must have been fusing woven earlier. So 275 works. 250 even works for Decaville. If you wanted to go lower, yeah, you totally could. Okay. Now I'm going to put these together. So we don't want this in the way, so we have to flip it up, okay? So we'll be flipping that up as we clip. So right sides together. I'm going to sew all along except not at the very top because I'm going to turn it through the top, all right? And I will use pinking shears to kind of trim all this down along my curves. That piece is going to be annoying. So because you pieced one side, depending on your seam allowance, it may be a little bit different than the whole piece, and that's fine. You just trim it down to match. It's not a big deal. Is there any Shamballa discount codes available? No, I don't think there is at the moment. All right, here we go. Just go nice and slow around that curve. You want it to look nice. Oh, thank you, Brittany. I didn't know if these glasses were too crazy or not, but I kind of like them. All right, so I am going to trim this down a little bit, especially along these curves. I'm probably going to give this a blast of heat with my hair dryer. Oh, see, my Decaville didn't get pressed. I was in a hurry. It's coming up. That's okay. We'll flatten it out. All right. I'm gonna heat up my iron real quick right there because I don't like the way that's poking up. Okay. And then, hi y'all. We're gonna heat up the iron, kind of get this. It's just right there, not a huge deal. And then I'm going to give it a blast of heat before I turn it through. Okay, it's just gonna help. It'll just help a little bit with how everything looks and pulling it through. Okay, so I'm gonna just give this a blast of, or, oh my gosh, words are hard. So I got my Teflon sheet right there. I'm just gonna kind of get that little edge. I just don't want it popping up. Come on now. All right. Let's do it. Sorry if it's a little loud. All right, here we go. Okay, cute. All right, I'm just gonna get my chopstick and kind of really work out the edges of this. Okay. And we'll top stitch this bad boy. Looks good, guys. I'm happy with it. I'm just gonna kind of work the seams there a little bit. Oh, it's cute. It's really cute. right, so I think we can also just top stitch this top closed. We don't need it opened. That's what we're looking at. So when it's on our bag, it's going to be back like that. Isn't that cute? I like it. All right, so we're going to top stitch and keep going. Here we go. Okay. Am I doing pink piping? Yep. You guessed it. I sure am. You must know me. Isn't that going to be so cute with this? Ah, my foot always gets caught. A skinny foot. Okay. Yep, pink piping, guys. All right. Cute. I'm going to go ahead and make sure my buckle... Okay, I have to think about this. How does this go on? Up and over? Does this go through here? How does this work? Just a minute. Derp. Guys, why am I not able to figure this out? It goes. Ah, I can't get my pen in. Look, I can't get it in. I think I sewed down too far. Oh, these are actually prescription now. Suzanne, these are my prescription. I don't know how to get this buckle on, guys. I think I sewed too far down here and now I can't, or I didn't put my hole. Can you make a new hole? Oh, yeah, probably. Then I got two holes. I'm going to have to make it right there. Right there. Orla, you are so smart. See, sometimes you need the help of the internet. So let's try that. Dang it. I sewed too far down And so it won't lift up enough to get the buckle on. That's okay. Let's try that hole. Zoop. Yeah. Oh, the bar totally covers it. It totally covers it. Look at that. So cute. We're okay, guys. We're okay. It totally covers the hole. All right. Yeah, I went and got my eyes checked. I got progressives. I got all of the things, guys. And so, of course, I had to order a million different styles of frames because a girl needs some fashion options, especially this girl. All right, so here's my back piece here. I'm going to just, I'm kind of debating, I think before I do this, actually, no, I have to do this. I have to do this first, don't I? Okay, never mind. Orla is a genius. Yes, she is. I'm going to measure down how far my drop-in line is so I know where to mark it. Or my flap placement is, can I count? Okay. Yeah, I kind of went a little crazy when I first got the prescription on ordering different frames because I wasn't sure which style I would like and they were super cheap. So I went a little crazy and that's fine. It's fine. Okay. So that is my placement line for my flap and centered. So what I want to do is center it right along there like that. And then I'm going to baste that on. So I'm going to put some tape along this edge here. And centered. There. Beautiful. Okay. Make sure your flap is right side up. Oh gosh, Orla, you're just as blind as Susan, I'm sure. Susan's pretty blind too. I am not that bad yet. Maybe someday. Okay. We have a little strip. What is it called? Accent strip. Okay. That we're going to cover that up with. Okay. Mark the center of that. Sorry, I should go back out with the camera. Fold your edges in. And then another piece of tape along the back. All right, and then our placement is on the pattern piece. Where's my pattern piece? I didn't mark it. Where did I put it? Sorry guys, let me measure where that's at. Flap, strip placement, okay. Orla, I have astigmatism too. I'm only really bad in one eye, and so are Marcus and Charlotte. They have my eyes. They both just got glasses. Marcus's are ready. I have to pick them up today. All right, here we go. So there's my strip placement. So I'm going to go like this. Like that. Okay, we're gonna sew that on. Here we go. Now along the bottom edge. Hi from Scotland. All right. That is my back piece. So she has that you can put your nameplate back on this back piece if you want. That is totally an option. Okay. I'm just going to do something real quick. I'm going to make sure. Haha. Oh my gosh. That is going to be so cute. But wait, there's more. All right. We're going to do our piping. All right, so for piping, I like to change to my zipper foot. Let's do it. Bye, Rose. Okay. I would say this is, yeah, pretty similar sizing to the Shar. Yep. I do not remember what this floral is called. I have had it forever. I think I got it from So Many Creations. If she still has it, that's where it would be. So, all right. Okay, and then I need my taper on and off markings here and here. Here. I'm just marking where to taper my piping on and off of my material. Okay, here we go. Let's do one side at a time. I don't need this big ruler in my way. And we'll put this and this aside. Here we go. All right, so I have my piping prepped. I like to do my piping 1 1/8 inch wide. And then it's the length that she gives you in the pattern. I put foam piping cord in it. It's linked on my Amazon shop. It's my favorite. You can sew over it, but then it also gives your bag structure. Yeah, it's my favorite kind of thing to use on the inside. You could do just vinyl folded over if you didn't want to do actual, you know, piping inside the casing. I've done that before and it still comes out looking pretty cute. So that is an option. All right, so you always want to snip along any curves on your piping and stretch it, or else it will not lay nicely. Trust me. Okay. So when I go around my curves, I'm kind of pulling and stretching the vinyl. Not kind of, I am. That's exactly what I'm doing. All right. And then when I begin up here, I'll just like kind of pull it off at my marking there, okay? All right, so I'm going to baste this on, and then we will do the same thing to the other side of our bag. Here we go. So I just kind of pull it out right there at that mark. Okay. Screwdriver helps. All right, so that's what it looks like. If it slipped at all right there, just make sure that you trim it, because you want to, when you sew it all together, you want to know where the edge of your piping is. That's more important. So I just trimmed down the tiniest bit. And then I'll trim this little piece down here. And this little piece here. Okay. So there's one side. We're going to go ahead and do that to the other side. It's really not that difficult, guys. It just seriously is one of those things where you need to practice. All right, let's do the other. Carol, you could totally do it. I'm telling you, the more you attempt this, the easier it gets. I promise you. It's not as scary as you may think it is. Even Susan admitted it wasn't as scary as she had thought. Right, Susan? My scissors are getting a little dull finally. I'm gonna have to switch them out. I am late. I have a question you made answered, but did you make the piping? Yes, I did. I made the piping. All right. Second verse, same as the first. All right, that's it. Piping on. If you've never tried it, try it. Okay? All right, so I've got both my sides. All I have to do now is do my gusset. So let's get our gusset pieces out. Gusset. And I am going to do my little D-prong connectors here. You can do a hidden connector. I think that would be very cute. But I've got these little D-prong connectors that I'm going to do. Okay. Just want to make sure. Beautiful. All right. Where did I get my metal clips? I got them from Jax and Low. Jax and Low. All right. So she has a placement on her pattern piece right there for the top of, she calls it the bridge connector. Okay. So I have that marked out, and I'm just going to make sure, I'm going to draw a center line. So I'm going to get some center snips top and bottom here. And I need to zoom out the camera again. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right. So I want some top and bottom snips. I just want I'm doing this straight, right? When I line this up. So that is that's my line. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. need water. I forgot to get a water before I began. Bummer. Hey, Susan, can you text Anna and ask if she's home, and if she is, if she could bring me a water? If you're on here still. All right, so what I am going to do is I know my prong fits this washer perfectly. Make sure that your prong does, because if it doesn't, then what you can do is just go like that and use those markings, okay? That's totally an option. I'm just going to line up my washer here along that top dot, straight down the line, and mark my placement here. I'm also going to put an extra piece behind it. Not necessarily absolutely needed, but I figure more support is better. Thank you, Orla. I don't know if she's here or not. All right. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to put an extra there. And then my washer here. I'm going to press them in for these ones. And then put tape over it. Maybe. Come on now. Cover that up. Okay. I don't think Abigail's home, Susan. All right. That's okay. I'll be all right. Oh, Delphina, I'm so sorry. Sometimes YouTube just does not send out notifications right away. I don't understand. You are not the only one to say that. That's okay, Sue. Thank you. Okay. Again, I think a hidden connector on this bag would be adorable as well. Yeah, that's why I try to post on the Facebook groups too when I go live, because a lot of people say their notifications don't work for YouTube. Super frustrating. Sorry, guys. All right, cover that up and we're good to go. Those are really nice and simple. I do love how easy those are installed. And isn't that cute? All right. I am now going to sew this gusset together. And I'm going to see if I can keep the zipper foot on because I need it for the next step. When I do piping, it is a piping foot or a zipper foot is needed. So we'll see if I can sew this bottom with a zipper foot. I should be able to. All right, here we go. Make sure you pay attention to the seam allowance. It does get bigger right here. All right, beautiful. And then we want to press that open and top stitch. So butterfly that seam and top stitch. Hi, Chastity. All right, there's our gusset. Beautiful. We're going to put this together now. I'm going to start with this back piece since I kind of have to fight it a little more with this flap. So let's do this one first. Okay. Center first, top edges, and then we'll go from there. What I'm going to do is I like to baste whenever I have piping. I like to baste first, and then I'll go in at my full seam allowance. You know what? Just a minute. I really want my piping to be flush with all of my material so I can see how far in I'm going. I need to just trim this down the tiniest, tiniest bit. Okay. Here we go. And then I like to come up, match the top here. You're going to have to kind of deal with this flap, okay? Just get it out of your way. And then I'll be doing some snips on this curve here. Is it okay for me to say where those living in UK can find the floral? Absolutely, Amanda. Absolutely. Yeah, if you tell us where, we can find one of my amazing admins on here can find the link too and post it. Okay. So we want to do some snippety snips right here in the curve. Not huge. Stay within that 8 to 1/4. I am going to be doing a bigger seam allowance around because for me to get my piping the way I like it, I have to do a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Okay, so. All right, push that in. Beautiful. MB cork. Okay, there we go. Bold chrysanthemum. Thank you, Amanda. I will try and remember that and link it down in the description when we're all done. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so I have that all clipped and ready to go. Like I said, I'm going to be doing 2 rounds of sewing on this. I'm going to baste it first. And well, actually, I'm going to go at a 1/4 inch first. And then I'll go at the 3/8. Okay, I have my zipper foot on. This is just how I do it, guys. This is just how we do it. This is how I do it. I'm not going to start at the very top because I want my main seam allowance. I want to be able to lay that seam flat. So I'm going to start down here a little bit with the basting stitch. All right, here we go. Hi, Stacy. Just finished my first Monroe handbag with Kasai's matte black hardware. She's gorgeous. Ah, that's awesome. Heidi, okay, well, I cleaned my sewing room the other day and now I can't find the binding I made. You sound like me. I clean and then I can't find things. I have organized chaos, right? All right, so there's the first round. And, you know, it looks okay, but it's not close enough. So I got to go one more time around and get it really nice and close so it looks nice. You want that piping to pop. Pop, baby, pop. Here we go. I may have to go around that curve one more time. I don't think I got it close enough. That's fine. Sometimes you got to do a couple rounds when you're doing piping to make sure you get it all uniform and close. It's worth it, guys. It's worth it. I promise you. Yep, it's a zipper foot. Maybe someday I'll get a piping foot. But for now, it's a zipper foot. I went a little too far on there, but that's okay. It still looks okay. Let me see. Yeah, it looks pretty good, guys. I went a little too far in right here, and I'm going to kind of show you what I mean by that. Let me trim this down a little bit first. It still looks great. I'm still happy with it. Let me just trim. You definitely want to trim some of this bulk out. This is why my scissors are getting dull. All right. I'm going to show you. Okay. I mean, it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. I went a little too close into the piping right there, and I felt myself do it. It happens every once in a while, but it still looks really good. I'm very happy with it. You guys see that? Okay. Let's do it. Other side. Happy. Happy, happy. Oh, that pink piping is kind of everything with that mustard. Woo! Love, love, love. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Heidi. All right. Okay, y'all. Round number 2. Let's do it. Same. I'm going to do the same steps, okay? Whole thing same. I'm going to start a little bit down. Here we go. Do you see how I'm not afraid to squish it? You definitely need to like squish and move it as you go with your other hand. Use both hands. All right, that's my first time around. Sorry, I'm just looking at instructions real quick. Yeah, okay. Beautiful. Let's go second. I will say, when you do vinyl piping with a vinyl bag, your seams get thick. I don't think a regular machine could handle that. Just keep that in mind. You definitely need a heavier duty machine to do something like this. Now, you can do this on a regular machine, but you really got to stay light on all of your materials, okay? All right, there we go. I'm going to trim my seam down a little bit, and then we are going to hit this with some heat and turn it right side out because this is a drop-in lining. So, you know what? I don't think I can use pinking shears. What am I even doing? That is so silly. I may need bigger scissors than these, though. Just a sec. What have I got here? Maybe these ones? Sure. I don't know how strong these are. Let's try these. These are not as strong as my pink ones. That's funny. These ones are just beasts, man. All right. Good to know. Hi, Karina. All right. Let's turn and burn, babe. Here we go. So cute. Okay. Kind of pinch your edges out there. Get it all shaped while it's warm still. Oh man. Okay, here it is. Exterior done. That's pretty dang cute. Come on, buckle. There we go. Stay in place. My buckle's like, I want to poke out. There. Oh my goodness. Okay, see that? That is really pretty. I am happy with that. The lighting's kind of weird. I'm like, is this better right here? There we go. That's a little better on the lighting. My buckle is like poking up. I don't know what the heck is happening here. It wasn't like that. I think it's, oh, there we go. It's just moved up. Like, no. Okay, so this is the exterior. I am very happy with that. Oh my goodness, it looks really pretty. Okay, so let's head to the lining. Okay. Do. There we go. So for the lining, we've got just a zipper pocket, and that's it, I think. Am I right on that? Just a zipper. Yep, just a zipper pocket, easy peasy. Here we go. Oh my goodness. It's so cute, you guys. It is like, I am very happy with it. It is so cute. It's a little bit bigger than the Shar. Just not by much, but a little bit bigger than the Shar. Fit a little bit more. I am really loving that. Okay. Here we go. Here are our lining pieces. We're going to do a zipper overlay with our lining. Okay. I just used a template I have for an overlay. And here we go. Thanks, guys. I'm very happy with how it turned out. And my tape. Where are you at, tape? Okay. Here we go. Okay, I like to do tape top and bottom of my zipper here. Put our little pull on. These are my cute new handmade pulls on my website. Aren't those adorable? All right. And then top bottom of this lining piece. It's not a big pocket. It's just a little zipper pocket because it's a little bag. So, you know. But I do love a zipper pocket. So it's got that zipper pocket under the flap and then one on the inside. I think that's perfect for me. Okay, so here is my lining piece. I'm just going to mark my centers real quick because that's always helpful. Thank you, Trudy and Cynthia and Shelly and Karina and Cindy. You guys are awesome. Thank you. All right, so want to do our center and then put our overlay on. You don't have to do an overlay. I'm just kind of overlay obsessed. So I like to do it on every bag, but you don't have to do an overlay. I think I'm going to lay it about, man, how far does she do it? Just a second. Okay. We're going to do it about right there, pretty close to the top edge. Okay. I've got tape on the back of my overlay. I'm going to take that off. Centered. Right there. Okay, I'm going to sew around the outside edge. I need to switch back my foot though. No more zipper foot. Get out of here. Get out of here, zipper foot. Done with you. Okay. Off to the races. I'm going to pull through my threads in time because I have contrasting thread. My tension is funky. It's because I have learned when I sew on thinner layers like this with a vinyl, my tension goes a little funky. Yep. Wah, wah. And I never know if the bobbin is popping up. I loosen or tighten. I always forget. Is it loosen? Yeah, I can't see a difference. It's fine. Oh, I'll figure it out someday. Pull it out. I need like a sticky note right by my machine with a picture of tension. And like if it's, you know, that picture they have, bobbin popping up, your tension's too tight. Whatever. I need a picture of that by my machine because I have to look it up every time. Bigger scissors. Okay, cutting out the middle, and then I'll put my zipper in and we will sew the lining in. Okay, cute. All right, zipper, I want it to the opening or closing to the left, right? I like to put the bottom part in first, right here. And get it centered right there. Well, someone's home now. It's all loud upstairs. And then do the top. The thread needs to be tightened. Okay, thank you. That's what I thought. I always forget and do it the wrong way. All right, place that in. Flip her over. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the bottom edge of the zipper so my lining is going up and over my lining piece, okay? Right side, like that. So it's coming up this way. I'm gonna sew just along the bottom edge. Again, no back stitching. I'll pull my threads through. I'll start right before and right after, and then connect it all. Go one more stitch. See, the tension looks better because I've got more layers now. Yeah, it's just when it's that single layer, my machine's like, Okay. Tie those through. So pulling the threads through like this, you don't have to do it. You could backstitch. I usually only do it when I have a contrasting thread that's really going to be noticeable. It just looks really nice. It's not 100% necessary though. It is an extra step. So if you don't want to do the extra step, don't do it. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna put a piece of tape underneath here. Fold this down. Maybe, come on tape. Okay, and then I'm going to put the other side of my lining up along the top edge, folding it up, top edge of the zipper. Wow, my tape is not my friend today. Come on, there we go. So bring that up along the top edge. Okay. And now you want to continue this box. So we're going to start here, come down, across, and back down. Here we go. So it's a nice box around it. It looks good. All right, here we go. Pull through those and then we'll sew up the sides. It's bonded nylon, but it's thinner than I'm used to. It's from Wonderground. It's a little bit thinner than... Is this from Wonderground or is this from Zipper Valley? No, I think it's from Wonderground. It's a little bit thinner than Tulip Bee's bonded nylon, her Smoothie Smooth. And when I go thinner, that's when I have tension issues sometimes. It's such a cute print. I really like it. But if you have a domestic machine, this would be a great lining material for you. So cute. All right, we're just going to sew up the sides. We don't have to leave anything open. I'll trim it down. My pocket's a little too big. I was just kind of guesstimating for this overlay. Okay, there's my pocket. That's the only thing I'm doing on this bag. So let's piece together this lining. Almost there. I don't have my drop-in marked. So let me mark that real quick. I'm not sure. Panel top. Hold, please. Where is that piece? Maybe I don't have one. All right. Let me see how far down to mark the... That's what I thought. Oh my gosh, it's right here. It was laying on it. Let me double check. Okay. Make sure you have your drop-in marked. Your drop-in line, it'll help. Okay. Nope, my pen didn't work. Come on now. All right, and then I will mark my center. All right, here we go. So we want to make sure it's got a taper, right? Smaller at the top, wider at the bottom. Right sides together, centered. And we are going to sew that across at our seam allowance, flip up. And I think we top stitch, let's see. Yep, along the lining. Okay. I love that the lining is a boxed bottom because we don't have to do a gusset again. I love it when that happens. That's kind of fabulous. All right, let's do this. right, we are going to repeat that. Other side. You know what? I don't think I have all comments. I keep forgetting to do that. I'm so sorry. There we go. Wendy, I just saw that comment. Siah, this may be my favorite one you made. Thank you. I didn't have all the comments showing up, so if I missed you, I'm so sorry. Every time I start a video, I forget I need to check that. I didn't realize that was a thing until recently. Okay, there we go. All right, and then top stitch. You could totally do a slip pocket on this side if you wanted. That is 100% an option. Gotta love live chat. Yeah, gotta select live chat. Well, I have to select all comments or something like that. I don't even know. Okie dokie. Let me make sure I don't mess anything up. Okay, I am doing a bigger seam allowance because I did my exterior with a bigger seam allowance because of the piping. So I need to, whatever I do to the exterior, I need to remember to do the lining. I will increase it. And we don't need to leave a hole because we are dropping in, baby. Dropping like it's hot. I have to ask how many glasses you have. I don't know anymore, Donna. Too many. Too many pairs. I went a little glasses crazy. It's fine. All right, here we go. So I'll start at the same seam allowance as the exterior, and I will increase around because I don't want it to be a baggy lining. Ew, gross, right? We've got a cylinder armed on. Yay! That's so awesome. I bet you love it. I think my pocket is a little too long. Do you see how it goes past the boxed corners? I'm going to just shorten my pocket a tiny bit so it doesn't like sit all weird in my bag. There, that's better. All right, let's box those corners. Actually, trim my seam allowance first. Now let's box my corners. No saggy bottoms or droopy pockets. That's right, Shelly. Ew, gross. All right, so here we go. I don't want this extra right there. I am going to be taking a hot second to tape down my drop-in. Okay, it's going to take me a second. And then we'll drop it like it's hot, guys. I like to tape this open first. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to clip it so it lays flat too. Make sure I'm doing everything right. Yep. Okay. All right. I will probably take this to my cylinder arm to top stitch, because it's fabulous and easy. And I just wanna, I'll have to switch my thread out though, so you'll have to give me a second. Because I can. That's right, Dawn. Because I can. Okay, there's the lining. Let's do this bad boy now. The lining's always, or the exterior, once you've turned it, is a little more tricky to get everything to lay. I am just snipping these seams so they lay flat. It's just a little bit easier. I don't snip into my actual seam, just right next to it. This is where I usually fast forward on the video. All right, let's get all these tedious little seams here. Just to pick. See, I'm just laying those flat there. Other side. I'm sorry if this is hard to see exactly. It's the flap. The flap is just driving me crazy. Oh. It's pulling the bag down so I can't hold it up. Is that the same floral fabric you used on the Route 1970 bag? It sure is. I had just enough left for this bag. Yep, same. Phew. All right, my seams are flat. Let's put on the tape. Can you do this before you turn? You know, I have before, but the tape kind of like comes off sometimes and it's put on at the wrong angle, so it kind of lays weird. You can try it. You can try it. I feel like I'm fighting it more when I do it that way and have to redo a lot of the taping, and the edge comes up as I turn. So that's why I wait to do it till now. It's just a lot of maneuvering with that tape. All right. Almost there. Zoop. Now, if you are not a drop-in lining type of gal or guy or person, you could birth this bag through a pocket. You could. Like, you could do the lining and the pocket and leave a double opening if you're like adamantly against the whole drop-in lining thing. That is totally an option on most bags. So don't let the fact that, you know, it's written one way or the other detour you from making it. Got some silver marking pen. Okay, let's see if these two bad boys fit together. All right. Here we go. Try and line up my little center clip here. Beautiful. My other center right there. This is a really cute bag, you guys. I'm kind of loving it. This is adorable. This bag will go for sale on my website if anybody feels like they have to have it. Okay. Veronica, I love finding alive just in time to watch the final stitch, right? You made it for the good stuff. All right, it fits perfectly, you guys. Yup. Oh my goodness. I'm loving this. I need to just go thread the cylinder arm and we will top stitch. Oh, so cute. All right, let me do some maneuvering real quick. Try to be as gentle as I can with the camera. Okay. Get all my hair dryer and my cords out of the way. Okay. Oh, look, a water bottle. Oh my goodness. Ha! Mm-hmm. I just totally spaced threading this machine before we started. I apologize. Luckily, I'm pretty quick at it. Boom. And bobbin. Beautiful. It's way too full. That's okay. Oh my goodness. I am parched. Here we go. look, I had one already rolled in there. I really like the front of the flap and the way the back comes together. It's awesome. It's a great pattern, you guys. All right. Pull it through. Bada bing, bada boom. Done. I'll just thread this bad boy. Maybe. I need my progressive glasses for that. There we go. Rock and roll. Let's do it. Can you thread it like you do a serger and tie onto the existing thread and pull through the needle? You can't pull it through the needle, but you can pull it all the way down. That's what I do every time. I rarely undo all of my thread to replace different colors. I just tie and pull it through. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to start on the back. Feel like you kind of can hide it a little bit on the back flap. And off we go to the races. Don't forget to hold your thread, cylinder arm people. Just when you start, just the first like 2 to 3 stitches, you got to hold those threads, okay? Yep, Rose, in the home stretch. My machine is at about a 3.5 for this one. Yes. All done. Thank you, Rose. All right, guys. Done. We are done. Just a minute. I'll raise y'all up here. You raise me up. Okay. Let's see this bag, huh? Just curious why you didn't stitch the main bag lip over the inner bag. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay. Camera, hi. Hi, camera. Okay, here she is. all top stitched. This is a cute pattern, you guys. I'm gonna put the strap on so you all can kind of see. Oh my goodness. That is a gorgeous pattern. I absolutely love it. I knew I would. I've seen so many pictures of people sewing this. I knew I was gonna love it. I think this would be really cute with a chain. I'm just saying, maybe a chain from SiahSwag or something like that. But the double-sided strap is cute too. All right, that's it. That's all she wrote. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you love this pattern as much as I do. Go check it out. I will update all of the links for everything we talked about down below in the description after the pattern or after the live is done. So if you're curious as to where to find certain things, go check that out. But that is that. All right, I'm just looking to see if I missed any comments. No, okay. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. That really helps me out. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.